So I guess we should do a panel.
Yeah. Please, everyone, calm down.
Which is usually how I start the show, is just saying, Sandy, should we start a show? It's like, yeah, I guess we should start a show.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes.
So I guess we should start a panel.
So, welcome to the Podcasters Panel of Podcasting Greatness.
Faces Fit
Plus
for
radio.
Yep. Where you get the entire podcasting experience, which is mostly everybody talking over each other.
Yeah. Like, wait, computer died, wait.
Inside jokes, long pauses.
Yes. So, how do we want to, should we just do introductions?
That seems like a smart thing to do.
Okay.
If we were doing shows, that would normally be how I'd start it.
Yeah.
We could move to email, but I don't think we have any, so.
Should we start at the beginning or what?
Yeah, okay. Start with you.
Ooh.
It starts down there.
We don't have to fight over who starts. I'm Apple Cider from Ponyville Podcast. Woo!
Yay!
And I'm Alpha Brony from Brony Time Podcast.
Yay! Me next?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're going in bizarre
I'm
order.
DJ Shamrock, owner and operator of Celestia Radio, where all these lovely podcasts are on. Also.
Yay!
And I'm Five Iron. I'm the other half of Brony Time. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, really own that microphone.
Yeah.
Couldn't you guys find something else to do? I mean, seriously.
You are the best hype man ever, I want to say, for our show, for everything.
And I'm consistent.
Yes, you are.
We have 5 shots.
The voice of
there.
NPR.
It's not so much shy, just like we're going to do great. It's going to be a great episode. So,
I just add into the mic for an hour and a half.
That
where's
works.
the thunder?
Set that bar low.
All right. So, podcasting. The magic of podcasting.
Or doing internet shows.
And/or radio.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. I mean, where do we start? Where does it start? Like, I guess history?
We start back in the olden times.
It starts with the
Podcast.
invention of sound. And by that I mean,
A long time ago, a tree fell in the woods and someone heard it.
yes.
And, that
And
question
then
was
God
answered.
said, "Let there be sound."
So,
Well, as it comes with history of podcasts and Pony, I will say that Bronyville Podcast was the first podcast in the Pony fandom, supplanting Brony's show by 3 days.
Yes, and Celestia
Nice.
Radio happened to be the first radio station, which
And,
started with just 24-hour music, and then I came along and said, "No, we must make it like real radio."
How's that turning out?
Pretty well.
Okay.
we like it.
There's been some debauchery.
Tomfoolery,
Yeah,
chicanery.
yeah. It's been fun.
And we're just the equivalent of piling on. We said, hey, that sounds like fun. We should do that too.
That was
And they
so
decided
much-
to jump aboard and
Right.
join the wreck train.
Which is really the process of podcasts. It's just going like, I could do that too. Let's do it.
Yeah.
and then they did it.
Well, that's what I like about podcasts in general. Just the whole advent of internet is that you don't have to have corporate backing or be in New York or California and all that stuff and play by anyone else's rules. You can do what you want if you have a show and have an idea and a way to say it, then do it, you know?
One men, multiple men, however you want to do it. So.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if "All Pony All the Time" was not the catchphrase of Celestia Radio, that "Do what you want" would probably be the motto.
So I guess going around, like everyone's experience pre their current show or iteration, I guess.
Okay.
Try and go some sort of.
I can lead with that.
All right.
Let's see. Well, as far as my in to doing the voice thing, right? I was and am a singer. Did a lot of that.
Prove it.
Prove it. I don't know. That's pretty cringe-worthy material we're talking about.
Giggle at the ghosties.
I mean, I actually technically I can do it this way. Go look up some songs that I've done, right? If anyone's familiar with
Who thinks that's a cop-out?
That's a compliment.
if anyone's familiar with the After Party, I was on a song with New Catalyst called Determination. Thank you. Also, if anybody's familiar with Spin That Record Vinyl Scratch, I did the updated vocals for that. It's in Legends of Equestria, so that's pretty cool. And other stuff with people. But before and during singing, I also did linguistics and voice acting stuff, like actual radio.
Gross.
Gross. Yeah. So I worked in terrestrial radio down up in Fort Scott, Kansas of America, which is like a town of 8,000 people, and it's all just old local news and stuff like that. And got to do that for like 3 years, and then Ponies happened, and I was like, this stuff's weird. But then I saw in a video somewhere, they're like, oh, this thing called Celestial Radio is really cool. And I was like, you mean a pony radio station? That sounds kind of cool. So then I joined it, and I was like, 24-hour music? That's not radio. Kinda.
Have you heard anything that Clear Network has done recently?
Oh, I was about to say, yeah. I mean, let's just beat a dead horse already.
Hello, I'm Robo DJ. Enjoy more of your. Oh God, I don't even know any local pop music.
Any local pop music?
Tyra Banks was coming up. Like, if she doesn't sing, I hope.
I don't know.
Beyonce.
Yeah, there you go.
Beyonce.
That's a
The
name
newest
I've heard.
pop music. Beyonce.
Taylor Swift.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Came to me 30
The
seconds
vision
late.
of pop music. But yeah, so I did that, and then was like, cool, ponies are a thing, and so is radio, and I do that. So then we just put them together, and the universe exploded, sorta. And then there was a debauchery of numerous radio stations after that, and then, we just kind of went with the flow and did our own thing, and
A lot of chicane.
there was lots of fun and crazy stuff and conventions on fire. Yeah, that's pretty much my into voice work and or radio.
Voice talk work radio thing.
Yeah, all of the things.
All right, so Bronyville podcast came about. I have done 2 podcasts in the past about weird furry stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, weird stuff. And hadn't done those for about 2 years, and then moved across the country for a new job, and ended up moving in with my current girlfriend, and just kind of had one of those, like, I've moved across the country freakouts.
Right.
So it's just like, I don't know where I am, all my friends are gone, what am I doing with my life? Where everything is weird, and then that kind of, I think, was the catalyst for liking the show. And then I was just there with, I didn't have any friends I could really go to because all my friends were gone. So I was just like, I need to talk to people about the show. And I knew Savrin/Chef, and he is still on a podcast that is like in the 300 range at this point. I was just like,
What is that?
That's not
Oh, something else? Okay.
Something else.
That's another furry show called North Course, and if you need furry relationship advice, go to him. But
Well, then.
it's not as bad as it's Loveline for just weird.
I mean, we have a show called 8-Bit Sex on Celestial
Okay,
Radio,
well,
so
that's fine.
I mean that's fair
Is
material.
that just like pixels just going at it?
No, it's actually Lauren Goodnight, who's done some voice acting work as well in anime and weeaboo stuff like that. She basically does advice and counseling and they talk about interesting stuff. It's not just completely debauchery.
Is that now the stinger for it? They talk about interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what the stinger. You'd think I would know these things, being the owner, but really I just pay the bills.
But yeah, the show kind of came out of just needing just us going like, and then the episode with Gilda, just us foaming at the mouth about the show,
Right.
And then just us going like, all right, we both know how to do this. Let's do one episode, get it out of our system, and we can just drop it. And then 153 episodes later, we've still not dropped it. But yeah, that was kind of how it came to. We've interviewed a bunch of the show staff. We've gone to a lot of conventions.
You realize that's like 3 years straight of podcasting.
I calculated that if you were to play all the episodes if you were to play them end to end, it would be roughly a month.
Wow.
A month of talking. Like, if you put all the shows together, they play for like 32 hours. You play ours, it's a month. I'm like, we've taken we talked for an hour and a half to 2 hours about a show that's 22 minutes long.
Sports.
I've gone that route sometimes, but yeah, that was
ESPN 12.
That's like as a quick aside to that, when I worked in radio, I can remember that, being from Kansas, one of our teams is the Kansas State Wildcats, and their football games, get this, the show itself, the actual game is about 3 hours, but the radio show from beginning to end is 8. They take more time to talk about a game than the actual game took.
What, football?
Yes.
Oh yeah, the pregame show.
Yeah, the pregame
show.
Is 2 hours, the game is 3, and then the postgame is 2 hours.
Well, then you take something like
it's like,
football.
how?
But if you even think about like football,
Okay.
they actually calculate like the amount of time that the plays actually take, and the plays themselves, the actual action is like 7 minutes.
Well,
Right.
Isn't a 20-minute clock on the game?
Yeah.
Per inning or
But
inning?
they're just like
Innings.
the most.
Per inning? Is that how that hurt?
I don't sports, so.
Yeah.
Is that when the
That's okay.
shootout
The Royals
happens?
are in the World Series, and that's where I'm from, so they're doing well. Yeah, go Royals. All right.
They scored a goal
Underdogs.
unit basket.
One thing, and I will unfortunately have to roll out a little bit, but I do have to say, your shirt, love it. Yeah, he's wearing the Magneto shirt. Yeah, that was a magical moment. I had, probably one of the weirdest things that we ever had happen in a stream was we were doing our first 24-hour stream in season 1, and we were just going off, and we were doing all the episodes, and it officially hit the 13th hour mark on the very last thing. I wasn't paying attention to what was actually happening on the screen, on the stream, but I guess the entire time, they were just doing ads for the new X-Men movie that was coming out, and they just had a button that would just do click here to unleash Magneto's power, and it would just throw a whole bunch of stupid stuff at the screen. So I finally at the last 20 minutes went what does everybody keep talking about Magneto? So I look at the screen and he just keeps popping up. You close him and then 5 minutes later he shows up again and you're just like, God, this is annoying. So they get to the At the Gala segment and it's just happening, and the moment that it starts he just pops up again, and I just immediately on the fly just replaced everything with Magneto references. It's just bending metal things I see and just going off on it, and it just became this. It's on YouTube. If you can, when we actually did it, it was amazing. And if I listen to it now, it is just me losing my mind. Because after 13 hours, I'm just like, this is the funniest thing. And then We Love Fine made a T-shirt out of it. So, and he's showing up this con, by the way. I may have a Magneto costume. I'm going to.
Uh-oh.
A
Constume.
costume.
I see what you did there.
That wasn't even intentional, but I love it.
The amount of puns going on this weekend are amazing. There's the one artist at the North Room who has Luna cosplaying as the Maniac, and it's the Lunatic.
Yeah.
It's like that.
See, I
Yeah.
see. People were asking me how do you make the Ebola reference for the con? Because everybody's just like, ooh, Ebola.
Yeah.
It's I was just like, what? It's really easy. You go Epona.
Oh, God.
Epona.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
I'm a dad, so I love puns. It's has to be. You too?
So what are
You like puns? Okay, us.
What are you guys about?
Uh,
Who did you copy?
Yeah. I copied Bill Maher.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking, okay.
Actually,
Good
we
person
did.
to copy.
Yeah. All right. So, I have pretty much almost the exact same story as AC. I travel across the country for love.
Is that why you're here?
That's / Okay. So, didn't have any friends. Went to the internet because that's where all the people are.
Still don't have any friends.
You went
where
to
all
the
the
friend
losers
index to
Yeah.
go buy some friends.
The
Saw
friend
the show.
mall in the friend zone, right?
Saw the show, liked it, wanted to talk it out with someone. Went on Twitter, got followed by him, became friends, and started a podcast so I could talk about stuff.
That was the most awesome set. I wasn't
What
even
was
trying. I pulled the mic out of the sleeve. It was like, hang on. I gotta see if I can I don't know. It was lolzier than that the first time.
First time it was just like
I was trying to do it really quietly because you were talking and stuff. It was like, and I was like,
It sounded
oh.
like somebody did the rain, the water dripping from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't do that.
It was the light bulb effect, like over. Yeah.
It's a very wet light bulb.
That's dangerous.
So yeah, and that's how I got started. First time doing a podcast. It was our first show, so we were super green when we did it.
Still are.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I mean, we're just like, how do we do this? I don't know. Well, let's figure it out. So yeah, I mean, we had an idea of, well, I had the idea of what I wanted the show to be and sound like and everything. It's just a matter of putting it all together, and came out fairly well, I would say. So people seem to like it.
You know what the weird thing I've always found about podcasts is that no matter what you do, everyone downloads the first episode first. And you're just sitting there just looking at the number count of your episodes, and you just see your first episode is enormous, and you're just like, but we didn't know what we were doing! Don't you realize that's the absolute worst?
Yeah.
It's just us going, hey guys, we got a thing, we're going to talk about something we care about. Brr.
Yeah. Our first episode was pretty garbagey.
Actually, our first episode is lost. We have that. The second
well,
one's
the
demo.
first official episode.
Okay.
We
Oh,
have
that's
a
terrible.
demo episode.
That's
which-
how you make it obvious, like which one to pick first. You just say all the rest before this one were crap. This is the official
Yeah.
first episode.
It's called like demo episode 2, official episode 1, squishy face.
So you just end up doing pilots? You just pilot the show a few times?
Yeah, we did just to see if it'll work.
That's how a number of my shows
And
go.
that's why I figured, like, okay, let's see if this is actually something viable, listenable. And it's like, okay, this works. Let's find a guest and see what we can do. And the first time we just interviewed a couple friends that we met online. Second episode, we had Tetra was our first interview.
Tetra? You had Tetra on?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's.
I'm replacement Tetra, how are you?
Yeah.
Luna?
Which is great.
Luna?
Yeah.
Luna?
Switch it off from the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't. But it's, but yeah, and that's how it's
He's about this big.
Yeah.
Keep him in your pocket. A good guy. So, and we've had him on since then.
Yeah,
But
it's here.
the idea is like we wanted to make a show that we would like and figure out the stuff that we liked about podcasts and things we didn't like about podcasts. We would decide we wanted to have it edited and pre-recorded so we could make it seem more like a legit show. The idea is that legit, professional. The idea we want to do is
Professionalism.
that if you were listening to it, it's like you were listening to an audio of a late night talk show. That's what we wanted to do. So we did the music intros and we did the cutting to make it flow like that. Because I didn't want to have just mics go hot.
I like the use of the plural pronoun there.
What's the plural?
We.
We. Okay, well, it's us. It's the royal we.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you want to speak up at all about how this
No,
works.
I'm good. You're doing,
Okay,
you're
good.
doing fine. You're doing great. Keep going.
And that's what we tried to do with the show because we didn't want to just be like mics go hot, talk about anything. Okay, the show happens because
Meanwhile, what have we done? We've immediately just went, we're just streaming, let it go.
yeah. Well, that's one thing. So like we considered streaming as well, but I think we talked about it once or twice,
No.
or a streaming event or something.
At the time, neither one of our computers could handle it.
Well, besides that, but talk is something we wanted to do, but because of the way we talk about and the stuff we've had happen on the show, it's always been like that's never going to happen, and it will not happen just because.
Probably not, unless it's a special occasion like the charity.
Your computers
Yeah.
can't handle streaming audio?
No, it's
They cannot into XSplit.
How do I internet?
XSplit,
Yeah.
that's video though. If you're doing radio, you don't need
that's probably
video.
why it never worked. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just something we haven't risked, and also because of what we talk about.
Yeah, we do a lot of. We end up doing some cuts from time to time. We've had people come back and say, "Hey, can you take that out?" Like, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well,
It's a courtesy we extend to any guest or panelist.
You-
If they screw up, we take it out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's a nice guy thing.
Yeah, we had to cut 40 minutes out of an episode once. So.
I had to do
Wow.
something similar at one point.
Yeah.
People just going like, yeah, so I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
That
That
happens
was
from time to
really
time.
bad. That person's going to be very mad at me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of that.
like,
And-
maybe you shouldn't have said it to begin with. But now that it's live, they know the fact it's just like, I got to watch myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the change.
which
up.
is slightly unfortunate for us because we like to see that kind of thing, but
Well, Max Professionals.
yeah.
But that was the idea, is just because stuff's going to get said. Like, you're a censored show, so.
Are we now?
Well, you used to
We
be.
used to be.
Not so much
Yeah,
anymore.
him
Not so much
now
anymore.
is just kind of
I've-
been like slap the bumpers. Opening, closing, gone.
Yeah, I think we've been everything but censored for literally forever.
And that's why we liked you guys.
In
That's
fact,
why
yeah. In fact, it's funny because my one of my our flagship show that we have now, Canterlot Crossfade, as we call it, which is named that for multiple reasons.
It's a great band.
Either that or a good wrestling move, Canterlot Crossface.
Yeah. It didn't take us too long to come up with the name, but one of the reasons we picked it, my co-host, who is the general manager for CR, DJ K. Brony, he and I were like, we want to really do something that shows off what live, what live talk is like, and going off the fly. And even though with obviously the difference between live and recorded stuff, recorded stuff you can make it really crisp, really awesome, really like you said, one of the like a evening show or like a Tonight Show kind of thing. And for us, it was like we want to show that off, except also show what happens and what it's like when mistakes happen, and you just kind of roll with it and just keep going. And because that's kind of the face of radio is, when you do the live stuff, you always want to, as soon as a mistake happens, you don't like for like 30 seconds. You just like keep going and roll with it like you didn't even mean to make a mistake, or you make fun of it on purpose, And so we decided to call it that because it's FCC backwards. And we really drive home this point of, we hate this idea of, censorship and like of trying to moderate outspoken voices, and
I like that.
Yeah.
FCC backwards, very nice.
Yeah, and in fact, our banner has us like sitting around like a card table, and we've got like cigars and like alcohol and stuff, and we're playing poker, and like in the background is a sign that says FCC, but it like broke off, and so half of it like swung around, and so it says CCF. It's actually the FCC logo, and it's just flipped backwards, so
nice.
It looks
Very
like
nice.
that's fun. But I think one of the things that we ran into as well when we were putting shows up live, on YouTube and stuff, was we would do a show, and then afterwards we'd be like, we didn't really like that one. We're just gonna scrap that, call it a different episode. So we have like episode 7, which is really like episode 3, and all these other ones. So it's
Do you keep the numbering though, so people think there's like missing episodes?
No, we just like straight up, we just like come on and we're like, yeah, welcome to episode 5, and like on YouTube it'll be like episode 2. And people are like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, that's because we just don't like how episodes went. So we're like, what, that one. In fact, one of them, one of our DJs, DJ Squirrel. Are you familiar with QCOM at all? Yeah, okay. He can be a little on the spaghetti side sometimes. So
squirrely.
Yeah, a little squirrely. I like that.
A little mayonnaise.
And he'll just interject, he'll really want to like be on the show or want to do something. And I think I was sick one week, and so he did it with KB, and KB's just like, Shane, we're not going to put that one on YouTube. I was like, why? He's like, because I did it with QCOM. I was like, oh.
Well, guys, I'm sorry. I need to roll out so I can actually get that white horse lady you like. So.
The white horse lady?
You gotta go pick her up?
Yeah, I gotta go pick her up.
All right.
Yep.
Have you ever lost an episode?
God, yes.
Okay, cool. That's
I've lost plenty.
Yeah, this is AC we're talking about here.
You wanna know what? Ask where the Doctor Who episode is.
Wait, hold on. You have a Doctor Who episode?
I lost the Doctor Who episode. Loaded off into the
We've lost 2 episodes too, so. Since we're
Only 2? Okay, give me that, because this is doing that.
slide down.
Wait, wait. I have a better solution. How about everyone just scoot this way one
We
chair?
can do that. Shuffle. Kept a nice one for you.
It'll be more centered anyway.
All right. So yes, we have lost 2 episodes. I lost one, and then we just trashed another. So
We have lost an episode.
So collectively we have. So we did one where my audio, I was doing it by myself, and my computer, which can't handle streaming.
That's
apparently.
amazing, by the way.
Yeah. I'm rebuilding it, so
Sorry, I just
that
just
going,
can't get over it.
all I have left is the video card.
That's pretty important.
Wait, what?
I'm rebuilding the computer, so.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were like, all you had left of a computer was a video card. I was like, that's kind of confusing. There's no mic down here, but I mean,
You go sit down.
there's one over there. We'll just yell at each other from across the tables.
I'm sorry. It's a new challenger approaches.
Yeah, new challenger. Here, speak of who you are and what you do.
For the class, or what?
I I would have eaten earlier if I had the opportunity to, but there were
Sorry.
vehicular difficulties.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling Fireburn we need to go to a Fuzzy Taco. Is that?
Oh yeah, that's right down there. We saw that, and the first thing we were thinking is just like, okay, we just need to get fast food. There's like, besides In-N-Out Burger, there's like zero fast food going up towards.
There's literally a McDonald's
North.
like across the street.
Okay, but I have standards.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Okay, so all
Sorry,
that
go
aside,
ahead.
how late am I exactly?
Just 20 minutes. 25.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
Yeah.
Okay, my name's Carson. I am part of the Edit That Out podcast. Oh my goodness.
That's a good name.
Yeah, Edit That Out.
I'm surprised
We're-
it's not our show.
You can probably guess that we're all about being brutally honest, so we just edit it out whenever it's just terribly inappropriate. So editing is kind of a big
Which is
thing.
pretty much 90% of the show.
More or
At least
less.
when I'm
if we're not,
involved.
if we're not offending you, we're doing it wrong. So, I used to be the editor. What?
Is
What?
that yours?
He never even realized he lost
Did
it,
that
dude.
fall out
Why didn't you?
Dude, I'm been really stressed out the past
You're welcome.
half
I found
hour.
that, so.
Thank
Oh,
you
really?
very much.
Oh, I thought you were
really,
gonna ask
really
me.
stressed. I'll
Wait-
tell you about it later. But
Oh,
just,
okay.
I
All
was-
right.
Leave pieces for you, like take the stylus out, here's the cartridge, here's the battery case.
Yeah, just kind of like leave little clues and just.
If you'd like to settle it with him in Smash later.
Okay, I will thank you later on in Smash.
Okay. Oh, I see.
All right, so we're just talking about like episodes that don't happen. I guess does anyone have questions about podcasting or internet
Or
talk?
radio or anything. Or
Yeah.
voice acting, in fact.
Anyway.
You.
So do you use Skype to do your shows, or is there something better?
I will let the
Something better.
I will let the non-live, because it's like two separate like things. So non-live people.
There are ways to do it over Skype, but it's very convoluted. I'm fairly certain that there's software out there that makes it much easier to where, you know, you can call somebody up and it'll automatically record it for you, and it's like, okay, we can do this, and it's not used for like spy purposes or whatever, so that way you don't have to worry about like liability issues.
If you want to pay like $100 a month or something.
Yeah, there's probably something
really.
really good out there, but otherwise a capture card always works. The way that I did it, which we did it one time on an occasion where we recorded over Skype. Basically what we did is that I took some streaming software for video game stuff and just recorded the desktop and then converted it to auto only. Audio.
Yeah.
You could tell I didn't have a very good experience earlier.
Yeah, we use Skype for us just because it's the most prevalent and everyone has it. So I understand there's probably better stuff and different like online talking programs out there.
Mm-hmm.
But then to get like our guests say, okay, go to this website, download this program, make sure you have this patch, and get us on this channel, and
Right.
make sure you have this IP address, and then be there. You know, it's
And don't forget you have to have the exact same driver for the particular part of Windows and, you know, 32-bit, 64-bit, all that good stuff. Otherwise, it spontaneously combusts on you and destroys everything.
yeah.
I'm gathering my stuff so I can run if I need to. See, I'm on a Mac, and I've got this great little program called Call Recorder, and it works fantastic with Skype. Aside from that, don't have a whole lot of problems.
Yeah.
I've never really been.
Take your nap.
I think there's only been certain situations where I'm really biased towards Windows. Media is not one of them.
But gaming is.
Yeah, gaming
Yeah.
is one of those things where it's just, there's a very clear line that is just drawn. There's no moving that one. Can't happen.
The thing is, like, most people, or pretty much everyone has Skype. I think it now comes installed already on a bunch of computers anyway. So it's pretty easy.
Because it's owned by Windows, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Now it is.
or
Uh,
Microsoft. Windows isn't a company.
And now it's a part of Xbox, so.
Yeah.
But it's just been the easy way to do it. We'd like to do something else. One guy I used to work with who ran his own podcast. What was that?
Mugglecast?
Yeah, it's the Mugglecast, the Alchemedia, or the. Yeah, Keith, that guy. I used to work with him in the real world. But the way he did it is that he made everyone download this audio recording program, and everyone hit start at the same time, and then everyone had to send him the audio files, and then he mashed all the audio files together.
No, thank you.
That's like one of those nerd things where just like back in the day, it's like, okay, we're going to sync our watches in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as being like a video editor.
So screw all that noise. Just get us on Skype, and that's kind of what we did. And of course, Skype has been a pain because they've shut down all their
Yeah, they turned off
their API systems.
Yeah, ooh,
so.
that was a dark day.
Yeah.
I heard that HD Epicenter is going to, or has been working on something.
I was wondering if that was going to.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't.
Who wants to plug it?
I remember when.
It's DevScruff.
No,
or
it's Audio Stratus.
Audio Stratus. DevScruff is the company.
AudioStratus.com. But the product is Audio.
Audio stuff. Whatever.
They both
Should've-
sound very
This is why you
intimidating.
plug your own stuff, kids. But yeah, he's making a new system to sort of replace all those API systems and hopefully replace Skype. Or
Yeah,
work with Skype.
all together. Yeah. I can't remember too many details about it. I just remember he got a bunch of people to fill out the Google Docs
I did.
information stuff. Yeah, I did as well. You know, it didn't too much apply to me because we don't do too much like as far as with other people, or I don't know, the situations for which he listed it being useful was weird. So
I can talk a little, just a teeny bit about it. I'm not with it, but he's got financial backing, and he's like actually working on this product, and it is supposed to produce HD audio recording across the internet, everybody on their own channel kind of stuff.
I don't know how.
I can't figure that out either. I don't know how you do that. It's like sorcery, but that's what he's working on.
But if he does it, I'll buy it, and if it does what it says, because
Admittedly, I personally feel like it'd be a really simple solution because you think about most recording software for when it comes to, like, say, Let's Plays or something like that. It records the audio coming out of the piece off of the sound card, and then whatever audio you're putting in through the microphone. So you can very easily do. You can use both that, pretty much just the same thing. So on any kind of audio recording software, with the same functionality as Skype, and basically just implement it so that way it records audio from the audio card.
yeah. And the worst part is, like, when it's going over the internet, like, I hate how everyone sounds at different levels. Like, you have some guy coming through really clear.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all right, and
That's the hardest
from
part.
The third person.
That would be the hardest part about it is microphones. And because edit that out, we personally have 7 different members. So it's very challenging to work out a schedule to be able to all be there at one time. Like,
Yeah.
even with Nightmare Nights, like, we all wanted to be here, but, because of financial or anything along those lines, it was very challenging. It's just myself and then one of our other members, Jesse, who's coming down tomorrow only for one day. So in those kinds of situations, it's very, very challenging. And that kind of software, it has its pros and cons. The pros obviously being you can do it wherever, but the con obviously being that everyone has to have the same kind of equipment, the same kind of gear, and then effectively the same setup. So that way you have, goodness, what would be the word for it? Equal settings, more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah,
Because
it's
that's, as far as editing goes, I mean, that's really the biggest thing. It's just making sure that you have something to work with. You don't want one person sounding way too loud and then other people that have a lot of interesting stuff to say to be too quiet. And there's a lot that goes into it,
Yeah.
into that, but it's all kind of nuancy stuff.
And the other part is when you record and it's a pre-recorded, we'll get the audio back after we're done recording. All of a sudden, something will be garbled that we didn't hear beforehand. I've had a couple where everything's fine, sounding clear, and then all of a sudden we get back,
And that's
and
We've-
there's talk.
That's kind of
Yeah.
you got to go for us. We have to go through that medium to do anything at all, and sometimes that medium does not play nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually we use Audacity, which works out nicely because we keep the screen up constantly so we can see the sound being recorded. So we can figure out when something goes wrong because then it clearly spikes or does something weird, and then we can pause it and be like, okay, this has got to get fixed, and then we can just merge the audio tracks together and then make it seamless.
I think that there's it's interesting hearing a lot of this information because
This is harder than it
I
looks. Is the,
I feel like I feel like a lot of y'all should look into just broadcast software because a lot of it has a lot of the functionality that you might be especially as far as leveling and stuff. Because for us, we use Skype purely as a form of communication and not as a form of like actually doing anything with it. So we'll have like a group Skype call if we're like taking call-ins or if we're interviewing somebody, right? We'll have the Skype. We use something called virtual audio cable, which allows us to put Skype and like our volume and someone else's volume and all that and sounds on the computer since we do a a show that's live, we have to have music and all this other stuff that plays as well, which, well, you can't play music through Skype really. So, there's separate channels that you can run that through. And then you have, we typically have a broadcast software. We used to use, we had a lot of folks who used Virtual DJ. That was one of them. Mix is also one that's popular, MIXXX. And then I personally use Spatial Audio's Sam Broadcaster. That one will run you money, or you can pirate it. For
We don't advocate
some
piracy.
slightly less features. And they usually, from that, it's just a giant command station where I can see, I can put files on it. I can actually set up a soundboard that has sound bites that I can put in it, and I can click on those, and a sound bite will happen. That's how the live stuff works. And but you can also have 2 or 3 tracks at the same time. You can choose to play one after the other. You can mix them together live. But you also get all the audio feeds from they call it the audio pipeline or whatever, right? Which basically tells you, okay, well, this audio cable on your computer, which is virtual, says, your volume's like this, and then the other one is like this. And so before we do a show, we'll get on and just be Skyping with each other. And before we actually click that live button that makes it plug into the radio server, we'll be able to see all the levels of the volume and all that stuff and figure that out beforehand. So either make someone reduce their Skype mic or their Windows mic volume and raise, kind of change them. And you can also change the volumes in the same broadcaster as well. So that helps you kind of equalize stuff. And there's all kinds of nifty tools and gadgetry you can do with it, like equalizing and sound effects and static background noise cancellation. And yes, exactly like that. Wait. Wait. Oh crap.
We were easily amused.
Wait.
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 There is a science to it.
Oh.
There you go.
Wait for it. Wait. I don't know.
There you go.
It was a magical moment we'll never
It
get
was,
back.
yeah. We'll never get that back. Like everything and all audio related, yeah. But yeah, so that's quite a number of the programs we use. So you can also, luckily, through the broadcast format, because you're sending all of that audio somewhere, for the recorded stuff, you're trying to send it back to your computer, right? Which is where all the complications come in. But for broadcast audio, you're sending it to the internet. And since you're sending it in a direction that is not home base, you can have a separate pipe that just pulls it off to the side, and it records it in the broadcaster. So, at the end of all of our shows, we automatically have an archive of all of our stuff because it was broadcasted over the air, so it's automatically recorded as it's going. Unfortunately, obviously, that also, the problems we will all always have is, unless you're sitting in the same room with the person, there's latency. And there's, bad internet connection, and there's, ping and all this other stuff. So that's what makes it hard if you're not all sitting in the same place. So that will always be a problem.
Yeah, it's if we can make a show and you can't tell anything, it went wrong, or if it sounds smooth, and if you don't notice it, that means it was a great.
Yeah.
If we make it sound like it's easy and sublime and everything came together.
Yeah,
it's
and then you
magic
push
on-
it out there, and then that one moment where it's wait, that was something we missed. Oh,
Yeah.
pull it up, pull it out. Nope.
We've had to do that twice. That's terrifying.
There have been 2 occasions where we've had to do that because we're called to edit that out. There have been occasions where we're oh, we need to get this off the internet now.
Yeah. I guess.
My favorite one.
Yeah. Should we talk about favorite moments in podcasting?
My favorite.
Oh,
and radio.
God.
Yes.
My favorite screw up. The way I use Audacity is you can go in and you can set the tracks to be independent. You have a left and a right. You have a left and you have a left and a right channel. And if you edit one of those channels independently, if you're not careful, it will drop down, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but a 3-second difference in your left and right channel when you're having a conversation back and forth, all of a sudden, you're talking over each other, and things are not coming in at the right time, and it sounds like one guy's being a jerk when he's talking over the guest, and you don't realize it does that because as you're editing it, it happens to the left of the cursor. And you're like, oh, everything's fine. See, everything's lined up, it's perfect. And then you publish it, and then you get to work, and you realize, oh no.
It's like, I don't remember cutting them off that much.
Yeah,
And then the end music
Yeah,
kicks
that-
in, and it's blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
That super pleasant realization where a fan is like, guys, was this supposed to happen?
Also, as an inserted comment, fans are like the number one thing that allows us to pull off shows sometimes that don't suck, because you'll be doing something and you might realize that, like, especially for the live stuff, right? Because we're just going at it. We're just talking and it's whatever.
yeah.
We assume everybody's listening and paying attention and stuff's grand, and because we can't like hear any of that stuff, so we just are going at it and we're looking at a million news articles and whatever we're talking about. And KB, it's always good if you have the co-host, the hosting duo where you got the one guy that fills up all of the time, right, and talks a lot, and then you got the one dude who's kind of the ground, who's like, all right, well, we got to talk about this, and then, and keep track of all the facts and all of the organization and the structure and everything. And KB's that guy for me. I just kind of go on a tangent and start talking. He's like, Sham, you've been talking for like a long time. And I'm like, cool, let's do something else, And so
Just kind of gently segue.
yeah, so, it's sometimes difficult to keep track of the fact that, if we're messing up somewhere technical, we just don't know. So, we'll always be in our IRC chat rooms and stuff, and fans can listen and talk and stuff, and that's always good to have that direct feedback, because then, something gets messed up and they're like, whoa, what just happened? And you're like, oh, what that just happened? And they're like, some strange audio came from somewhere and, screeches and weird sounds, and we're like, oh crap. Meanwhile, like,
What's
so
with
in
Magneto
the
at?
studio, it's like, like everything's on fire, and you're like, it's fine, we're gonna fix it. Or the show just like stops, and all of a sudden music starts kicking in. That's how you know. If audio just cuts to nothing for a few seconds and then music, it's like, they messed up.
Yeah, it's like suddenly, sorry guys, the local banshee decided to drop in on
Yeah.
us. You'll
Yeah.
have to forgive me.
And I have no idea how many times in the middle of the audio you just hear me just saying the F word over and over and over again. And then it's...
Exactly.
Pretty much.
When chaos hits.
He is an amazing editor, let me tell you, for not having any experience.
Those are outtakes after the music. We
Yeah.
find those there.
Yeah. But,
Editing really is an experience. Because when oh my goodness,
If I-
you try and have the patience to edit out
If I don't-
on average, how many curse words do you think we would deal with in like a 15-minute segment?
I don't
usually.
I don't even try it anymore. It's just like
well, that's
I
why
know.
we went
Unless it's
uncensored,
just-
because we didn't have to deal with that.
if I knew then how many hours I would spend. 4 o'clock in
It
the
is
morning.
not that bad.
Yes, it is.
It's
4 a.m. on Saturday.
No, it is
Can't
bad.
go to bed yet. Gotta fix this. Stupid alpha messed up.
I told you to mark it.
That's why I will never envy you guys.
Yeah, no, try editing both Tux and Sebastian out at the same time. That is a nightmare.
I know what it's like to try and edit me out, and that's impossible.
Well, no, it's not very challenging because
You just mute my track. That's all you have to do.
More or less, it's just okay. Whenever Shamrock's filter is off, okay, mute.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're talking about, like, what's, because we do this because we love it. What's been sort of favorite moments in the history of what you guys do?
I'll let
Oh
Carson
man,
go first.
Easily for me, like usually, I have fun with it. Like I'll listen to the whole track and then I think, where can I screw with everybody? And literally, that's exactly what I think. Because I'm thinking, okay, I could throw in an Easter egg here, and if anyone actually listens to it, then it's going to be golden. So one thing that we used to do, and still kind of do every now and again, is that each podcast will kind of have a gimmick to it. One of the more recent ones that we had that had a very solid gimmick to it was, I wasn't there for the podcast when they did it. So as a joke, they decided to turn my name into the censor for that entire episode. So the entire time you're hearing terrible conversations, and you could clearly tell because the one censor that you could hear is just Carson. over and over and over again. And it's just hysterical because it's just like I am the bane of everyone's existence. I am suddenly the worst curse word to ever exist. And just that's the joy of editing for me, is just those tiny little things that you add in. It's like, yeah, I was responsible for that.
How about you, Fives?
Professionalism.
What the hell is?
It's getting a little sappy there.
There's a pill for that.
It's clearly having some problems.
Okay, my, I guess, whenever you're ready.
Happy to see you. Let's go.
Wow.
This is what it's like working with him. Honestly, my favorite thing is just doing the show itself. As much as I gripe about the editing, I really enjoy. Stop it. I really enjoy just the conversations we have. Whether there's the interview, or the panel. But my favorite thing, I guess, is when I edit something so nicely and someone can't tell that I've taken two completely different conversations and mashed them together because someone needs something removed. And no one can tell the difference. That's fantastic when that happens.
I'm always impressed when you do that. Like, I'll listen because I know it's coming, and then I
it's not
can't
there.
catch it, and it's like, oh, that's my boy.
So
And then it blends seamlessly, because then just that information people are expecting, it's just like, nope, not there. Don't even try. Censor bar? Nope, not even that. Just never existed.
and it's not an issue of I want to keep the information. It's it's for us is whenever someone asks us to take something out, they got on a rant, or they're not supposed to release that information just yet.
Or a technical glitch, or it's
Or-
100 different reasons that the conversation's going.
Because most technical glitches involve you ranting about your current employer and how they suck.
Yeah. You want to go? Or
You can go first,
Okay.
and then I can go.
Lauren Faust is pretty cool.
I
No, that's easy. That's an
knew
easy
you were
out.
gonna do that.
No, it was. Come on, that was an amazing experience.
It was fun.
Don't lie about that. Okay, but I think besides that, my favorite episode was our episode 34, which lived up to its name, the ladies
Uh-oh.
episode.
Oh, God.
The what
It
episode?
was the ladies' night
The
episode.
ladies' night episode?
Full
Oh, my.
female panel with a female interview, and it was awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
It was great just because, of course, you can tell I'm the Five Iron's a little bit more reserved than I am, and
It's hard being the strong one.
yeah, so and to hear him go, oh my God, after like all the stuff I say, it's still my favorite episode that we've done, just because it was so embarrassing for him, and I turned the coin
All
ball.
the things.
But those are the best.
All the things you shouldn't say to a panel of ladies, he said.
Yeah, it's like, so ladies.
Like-
it's like, don't call them ladies.
Like,
women.
ladies?
And I started every sentence like,
Because he would address the panel. He'd say, so ladies, what do you think? It's like you can't say it like
okay,
that.
hey
You say-
women, what do you think? It's
That's
like,
even
No, it's
worse.
like- no,
and we were
it's
talking about like
okay,
social justice warrior
ladies.
issues too. So
Yeah.
but it was funny. So it was one of those great episodes, and like the women were just as
Oh, they played right along.
they
It was
were-
hilarious.
they were better than us too. So they were like,
Well, that's not saying a lot.
well, no, but they were like more into just being as ridiculous and raunchy as well too. So it was just a great, fun episode.
They did give you a run for your money.
yeah, they were great. So I like look for episode 34 if I ever want to
Or
recommend
not.
it.
Or not.
If I ever recommend an episode, that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah. Besides the Faust episode, because that was just come on. That was a cool experience.
So, Shammy, what you got?
Wow. Well, those are all pretty good. You know, there's been so many moments because you know it's more when you when it's approached from a live perspective. It's not, at least for me, it's not so much like the show, like the like that episode. It's always like every day is just time to do a show, and then you just do it. And there's plenty of moments like throughout. Can I say years? I think maybe.
years, yeah.
It has been, because I used to do when I worked in actual terrestrial radio. I would do CR 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and do straight 6 hours,
Jesus.
and then I would get off the air. I would go immediately to work at 5 p.m. and I would work until like midnight at actual radio, and then I would do it the next day. And that was a lot of talking periods of time and lots of me being crazy. So that's always good memories, and sometimes the crowd would make me be like, because this is back in the days when season 1 was like still airing or had just finished airing, and they're like, we want to hear a song, and so I'd be like, all right, I'll do a song. Someone tell me which one to do, and just like live improv singing like random songs and stuff. So that was always fun. But I think some of the moments that are the most fun are like when we starting in season 3 and 4, we started working with Brony State, who do the live streaming of the episodes when they air, and they get a large number of people that watch their stream, and we were like, you know what, we want to work with these guys, and we're gonna do a live like pre-show, post-show, like we're gonna treat ponies like a real thing, like we're gonna treat it like this thing we can talk about and be excited like sports fans and all this stuff, which is weird, but so we would do the pre-shows, and we would actually, on the CR side of things, like when the episode was actually airing, we would do like live commentary on it, right? And then we'd do the post-show when it was all over and talk about it and do predictions on the next week. And we continue to do that, but I think my favorite episode was when we got Andrea Libman to come on with us, and she was there, and she like watched the episode live with us. It was oh crap, which it would have been in season 3. Let's see, what's a Fluttershy episode in season 3? No, that's 4.
That's season 4.
Oh, I think it was Wonderbolt Academy, actually. So there's a good deal of Pinkie Pie in that one, right? Like she's kind of the other main character other than Rainbow Dash in that episode, and so she gets to watch. I think it was the first time she saw the episode, so she was like watching it live, like with the rest of us,
Oh, that's cool.
And seeing that reaction from the voice actors whose like art is right there, and like they've never seen before. All they know is the sound booth and the stale like lines that they have to read, and seeing that reaction and just how much she like enjoyed seeing the episode and talking about like how she had to be that character and all that stuff was really awesome, and just the live reactions are definitely really cool. Plus, I mean, she was on with us for like 2 hours, and that was legit.
Show staff are cool.
We're bad at it.
We got like 5 minutes.
Are we up? We have 5?
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, questions.
Comments,
Let's
solutions,
do
rant,
a
or
mass like thing of questions if there are any,
do you like ponies?
or
Yes.
there's none.
Oh, okay.
What different segments, like, did you come up with that, like, on the fly? Like, I don't know, how much pre-planning go you fishing?
I can take that one.
That works.
Back when we first started, it was, I'm gonna smack you right in front of everybody. Back when we first started, I would spend a couple hours each week planning out interview questions and panel topics. And
Bless your soul.
yeah, I know.
That takes effort, dude.
That's what my co-host does.
And I would ignore all of them.
Yes, he would. He would ignore everything. So as of late, we've gotten more of a free form aspect of it. We'll check the news sites, DHN, EQD, Horse News, and see what's going on out there. And
I like that.
I heard that. And that's just. I mean, it's a lot less work now because we've gotten more.
It's down
used
to a
it.
science at this point.
It's. How do I call it that?
A weird
An
science.
improvisational science.
It's a sort of chaotic art.
Yeah.
form,
They said it very well.
which edit that out.
Witchcraft and sorcery and
Yeah, just all
shenanigans.
kinds of that stuff. I mean, shoot, we are black magic users to the highest degree. Like, when we started, we hardly even ever had a plan. We just kind of made everything natural. We kind of flowed into conversations and kind of floated out of them. And now, whenever we kind of have just really specific topics that we want to talk about, we just do special episodes where it's like, okay, today we're going to talk about this, and we actually talk about opinions and not try to kill each other like maniacs, which we usually do. But
I think for us it's probably like, bless my co-host soul, because he does all the actual research and obtaining of topics and information, and I'm like 1% provide me an idea, 99% improvise everything for the entirety of the show. So, maybe if I was doing it legit, if I was really putting a 2-hour like radio show together where I like myself was relying like the only one hosting, and I had to get all of the sound clips and all the stuff like ready to go live and have all that stuff in interview questions and everything, I would say it's at least a good, you're spending as much time getting information as you are spending doing the show itself. So, for every hour you're doing the show, I would say that much time prep work at least. And then I think you had a question?
So, how many times do you guys go, we don't have anything really to talk about right now, let's just call up a community person?
That's like our show in a nutshell.
Yeah, so like pretty much like we scramble like by time it's time to go like Friday or Saturday night. We're like, crap, we're recording in 30 minutes. We need news. We need news. We need news.
How we do things, we few minutes of news, a 15, 20-minute interview, and then we have a panel. And the panel can be anybody, literally anybody.
As long as you're 18 or plus.
18 plus, we prefer because of the topics. And I mean, we'll pull folks from YouTube, we'll pull folks from Twitter, we'll pull folks from the art community, reviewers. And
We always have our interviewers set up, and that's kind of what the show's going to center around. So we try and get that done first. And if we don't have an interview, then we usually don't do a show because that breaks the format. And I'm kind of a stickler for that, even though I'm the wild man.
Sorry, were you done? I'm bad at
Well, I was just
that.
going to say, like, and then what it comes down to is that
Yeah,
we'll
you
try and get the panelists set up, but when it comes right down to time to record, sometimes we're like calling everyone we know. It's like, can you come on our show tonight? Can you come on our show tonight? We need panelists. Can you be a panelist?
That sounds like Ponyville. I've gotten tagged by Sandy and by AC several times before. It's just like, hey, we don't have anyone. Do you want to come on the show?
Well, we've been tagged.
Okay.
We've paid it forward.
I don't know, I edited that out. We usually do our interviews very, very differently. Like, we try not to make a habit of like, okay, we need to interview somebody to make it substantial. Because usually because we've got 7 different members, we've all got so many diverse opinions. One topic we can easily fill up half an hour with, just talking about it and then shooting the shit about it. But one thing that I feel that we do very different and uniquely is that all of our interviews, for the most part, are completely natural. We just talk. Like, we kind of have a general idea of where we want to go, but if more than anything else, like, generally if we're talking to like voice actors or people involved with the show, or even fandom talent, I mean, usually it's just a regular conversation. We get to know more about them because we feel more along the lines of like, they've already done like 1 million of these interviews, and at that point it's just clockwork. So they almost never expect to hear like, how's your day going? Like what is your favorite thing anyways? Like, honestly, favorite video game character, and it just kind of flows from there. And you get to know a lot more about people in the fandom and people that really work on the show just doing that, because then suddenly it's like, hey, we actually know something about you. Not necessarily, we know more about your character. And I feel like we put a really unique spin on it that way. But it really just kind of depends on how you do things. Like, I would say edit that out. We're kind of a fly by the seat of our pants deal, and we just have fun with it. We just have all the fun that we can.
And see, that's the key right there, just having fun with it. And I hate to cut it short, but I think I'm getting the sign that we're done.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Aw, it's all good. I run on a tangent.
Yeah, same here.